Maxime in what? Well, comfortably would have been F1 by now, I think. You know, imagine this. It wouldn't have been Super Max. It had been Super Maxime.
Exactly. Yeah. One time we had a tournament, and of course I was the only girl, and we had to play against this team, and they were already, haha, like they're gonna lose. They have a girl, yeah. And then we like absolutely destroyed them, and I was on the top of the leaderboard. So I was like, yeah.
It's another Cool Down podcast. New guest today. We have essentially Dutch royalty in the house today. The queen of Formula One YouTube, as far as I'm concerned. 80,000 subscribers strong and growing every day. This is someone you really do need to check out. But of course, yes, her main channel is Dutch. And if you're not Dutch speaking, you know, you may not have heard of her stuff, but there's a new English channel on the horizon. So perfect time to introduce MAXIME MXM. XMM?
MXM.
How are you, Maxime?
I'm good, great. It's great to be here, so thanks for the invite.
Of course. A pleasure. What's the weather like over there in Holland?
There was like a heat wave the last couple of weeks, so I'm happy that it's finally cooled down a little bit, because I was just, not really happy to stay in the house and record all day with all this heat, but I have this AC, what saves me, so that's okay.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm very jealous. Obviously, you've gone through a house move recently as well. How's that gone?
Yeah, that day was also pretty hot, so that was like, oh my god, what are we doing? But it was the coolest day of that week, so that was okay. And the house move went great. It was like 2 hours from my old house, so it was quite a big distance that we had to travel. But yeah, I just had my room, and all my stuff is here now. I can record videos, I can stream, and yeah, it's great to live on my own now.
What kind of prompted you to move in the first place? What was the kind of reasoning?
There was not really a big reason, but I'm 23 now, so I was like, yeah, if there's something that's a nice place and that's a good price and stuff, then why not? And a friend of me, she also moved back in with her parents, and she's almost getting 30. So she was like, I want to get out of the house.
Nice.
And I don't want to live on my own. And she was also like, yeah, I don't want to live on my own, but we also don't want to live with boyfriends yet. Because, we just want a nice place for ourselves and just have fun. Yeah, this was the right timing.
For anyone watching who isn't aware of your content, I guess maybe give a little kind of what is it you do? Because you talked a bit about streaming, obviously F1. What exactly should people expect when they come to your YouTube channel?
So on my Dutch channel, I upload daily F1 videos, and most of it is the My Team career mode that everybody really enjoys. And on my English channel, I try to upload multiple times a week. A bit easier and shorter videos like multiplayer, because otherwise I'm just recording every single minute of the week. So that's not possible to upload like My Team on 2 channels. That's just too much. So multiple videos on there, and I stream a bit of variety. So every new game that launches and that I think I would like, I will try it on stream. So it goes from shooters to story games, adventure and racing, and just everything. I just want to try new games out. Yeah,
for sure. Because I noticed when I was looking kind of at your channel more recently, and then historically back, you haven't always done racing content. So let's go back to the 7th of January 2014. Video number 1, at least the first public video that's on the channel. Do you remember it? Do you remember the video?
Yeah, but I recorded a video earlier, and then I was like, some friends of me, the gaming friends, they were like, yeah, we're gonna tell your classmates, ha ha ha. So I was like, no, don't tell them, like, come on. And then I took down the first official video, and then I took like months to upload the second proper video, and it's also on private now because I'm a bit ashamed of how that video was. But I always liked gaming. I started karting when I was 4, so I always played racing games, shooter games, and karting. So that's a bit where it all started, and I was pretty good at gaming. So I used to like play with my brother a lot, and I always wanted to beat him. And then I also got in like clans, and we were the best clan of the Netherlands. And then it went like further and further, and started to play tournaments as well. So I've played tournaments around Europe. We were one of the best teams, and then I got also in a female team, full female team. It was really cool, and we're the best female team of Europe as well. But then I decided to switch over to like a mixed team with also boys, because the level was a bit higher, and I wanted to play better. And then yeah, we just played a lot. But some people had to quit, and then you were like, oh, we have to go to team switches again, and that was just annoying. And after a while, I decided to, like, okay, I love gaming, but I don't like the team switches and all the time that you have to put in the competitive scene, and you don't know what you get back from it.
Yeah.
So then I decided to start my YouTube channel and teach people how to get better at Call of Duty and stuff.
Nice. So when you uploaded those first kind of videos, so I imagine the ones that are private were like end of 2013. Would that have been about right?
Yeah, I think beginning of 2014 or end 2013. Yeah.
So had you already dabbled in competitive gameplay before that? Before you'd actually started the channel, or was that kind of at the start of when you were? Because I've watched the videos, and I mean, you're smashing it, mate.
Yeah,
much better than I was back in the day.
Yeah, no, it was. I think it was a bit at the same time.
Okay.
So I uploaded some like scrims and practice tournaments and stuff, and the best games and stuff. But yeah, it was not really my main priority back then. It was just to play and get better, and don't share your tactics as well. Like sometimes I couldn't stream it or share it, because then people knew how we would play.
Damn, serious business. But fair play. No, because I mean, so when you started to upload to YouTube, did you have any kind of was there a realistic expectation in your mind that I want to make this my job, and in terms of the gaming, or was it just fun? You know what I mean?
I didn't really know what to expect from it, but I'm always pretty ambitious, so I really want to make things work. So if it didn't work out, I probably quit. But I also had a lot of fun about with making the videos and uploading them. So then I think it would be just less and just the fun things I really wanted to do, and not like push yourself to upload more and achieve more.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And then obviously I was looking again at the channel, and the first kind of F1 related video I could find anyway was it was a settings video on the 1st of April 2017. So good over 3 years after you started the channel. So, and then obviously since then I noticed kind of it's gradually like the motorsport side of things has gradually become a bigger and bigger part. To which now it's pretty much seems like your primary focus for the channel. Was that something that just happened kind of by accident, or and kind of why don't you do as much FPS stuff anymore? Is that just you've changed in your interests in terms of gameplay, or?
Back then we got a chair, the racing chair with a wheel, and I always loved racing and F1. I watched every race. So I was like, okay, I have this chair now, I have my YouTube channel, and I love racing, so let's give it a try. Nobody really uploaded racing videos in the Netherlands, so I was one of the first, and it's really like it blew up. I was like, oh my god, like what's happening? And then I decided to upload it more. And with Call of Duty, the last couple of years, it's got a bit difficult with the monetization. So almost every video was yellow, so you get like 10% of the income, and in the Netherlands it's already like I think 1/3 of the UK CPM. So I was like basically not making any money on those videos, and also the views got down because they don't push the videos. So, and with F1 it was just like going so well, and was like okay, let's do more of this. And then in the years it's switched a bit. I also did a bit of Fortnite, but
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah. Who do you do your thumbnails or?
no, I have since I think 2016. I think 2017 maybe. I have a designer that works for my thumbnails. Yeah.
Very good. They're very good.
Thank you.
I enjoy the thumbnails. But yeah, no, I didn't, to be fair, I didn't even think of that, the violence with Call of Duty and how that affects. Yeah, that makes actually complete sense. I hadn't even considered that. But obviously so, you know, you were very competitive at Call of Duty. In terms of your level when it comes to racing in F1, you know, in the F1 games, where do you see yourself amongst kind of you've got the F1 esports at the top, and then you've got me at the bottom. where do you kind of see yourself in terms of ability wise?
Yeah, so I'm always really competitive, but I don't want to play on the highest level anymore, because then you have to practice hours a day, don't share any of your setup and and everything like that. So and also like of course we have to make money of this, we have to live. So yeah, also with the competitive, I didn't really make too much money, and you had to spend a lot of time. And with YouTube, you know, like, okay, I earn around this, so you know what you're getting back from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, level wise, I've been at the top with Call of Duty. I knew how that was, and now I'm like, I want to have fun and chill a bit more.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, everybody's like, yeah, you don't use any assist and get better. And I'm like, sure, I want to, but I don't want to spend like so much time. But still, now on the career mode, I play on 103, and 110 is the highest.
Top, yeah.
So I'm not slow, but I'm not the quickest.
No, that's fair. Well, no, you're right. Like what you say, because I remember when I was chatting to I had James Baldwin on here, and he was talking about the amount of hours, like the top, you know, people have to put in to the game, and it's just, yeah, you're right. Like it's a balance, isn't it, between the enjoyment yourself, but also getting there. And the thing is, obviously, like you say, this is your job now, this is your career, and there has to be a balance there. Like at what stage, when you were kind of uploading, did you? Because obviously you get monetized at one stage, and then at what stage were you like, I could actually like make a go of this as my full-time career? Like at what time was it? Like 2017, 18? When did that kind of happen?
Well, I always lived at home, so it was not that like I needed much money. But then last year in April, I graduated from my university. So I was like, okay, let's just give it a try. Let's try this year what we can do. And I also had the G2 esports assignment 10. So I had the contract, and they paid me monthly. So I was like, okay, I have 1 year to make this work. And then after that year, I was like, okay, yeah, we're focusing on more like the bigger creators, so we can't give you another year. So I was like, okay, that's shit. But I found other sponsors. So I'm signed with Elgato now. And then I had some conversations with Logitech. And yeah, I have the monthly payment with Elgato as well. And with Logitech, I work with them pretty close to improve the tournaments and stuff, and the products as well. So that's more like a job. And besides that, I'm still allowed to stream, make videos, and do what I want. So it's a great opportunity, and that also made it possible to keep doing this. Yeah. Yeah,
I was going to say what I was going to ask actually about your kind of responsibilities when it comes to Elgato, Logitech, and obviously Veloce as well. What are your kind of responsibilities? And I imagine they give you quite a bit of freedom, but kind of on a weekly basis, what are you kind of expected?
For Elgato, it's just content creation on my own channels. For Logitech, I'm in a lot of meetings with them, weekly. I'm giving them feedback, giving them ideas, the creative stuff with their channels. So that's something I really enjoy, because only making videos made me a bit bored. I was like, I studied, I know what I can do. I had like an internship at Activation as well with like PR and stuff. Wow, nice. So it was like, I know what I can do, and people really appreciated the work I've done. So I want to do something more with this than just sitting at home and making videos. Of course, that's still really nice, and I enjoy it a lot. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But I needed a bigger challenge, and that's what Logitech gave me. Yeah, for Logi, so I'm a part of the team, but just as a content creator, I'm not sim racer like professional, blah blah blah. And then we just make some fun content for their channel and for my channel, and we help each other. Yeah.
Yeah, so mutually beneficial, because I've noticed obviously they've got, you know, Arav, Tiamat Marduk, Tom97, like they seem to have, in terms of the content creator side of things, it's kind of, it seems to be a bit of a focus for them. But yeah, I mean, like at what stage in your channel did you first start to get these kind of serious offers of, because again, it's that transition, isn't it, of doing it for fun, and then you start to get a little bit of money in, and then it's like, oh wow, I can actually kind of make a go. Like when did those offers start to kind of roll in? At what stage in your subscriber base? Like, well, were you 40k, 50k, 10k?
I think like 50k was a bit of like switch point, and I also got like an award for like best social media award for wait, I have it here. Let me get it.
You got the trophy. Yeah.
So,
oh, nice.
So I got this in 2019, winner best gamer for the best social awards. So that was pretty cool. Like I won from people with like millions of subscribers, and then people were like, okay, this is pretty interesting. But still, I think I was always at a lot of events. I was traveling a lot and talking to people, building your network. And I think that was the most important thing. Like talk to people, see that you're passionate, and they give you opportunities. So that's the most important thing. But then, we have this year. It's like nothing is happening.
It's all up in the air, isn't it? It's
yeah. But,
I mean, how big is the scene in the Netherlands when it comes to, you know, I guess not just F1, not just Call of Duty gaming, like just generally how big do you see the scene being at the moment?
It's pretty big, and quite some people can full-time work on it and live from it. But you can't live from the AdSense, not at all. Like it's so much lower than the UK. It's incredible. So it's pretty big and it's nice. But you have these groups, and the people like help each other. And if you're not in the group, you're not getting help. So I try to do everything myself and not be like, I just want to be independent and not have to like work with others to grow and stuff. So, but it's fun, and at all those events, it's also fun to see everybody. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and then in terms of kind of going forward into the future, where do you have any particular kind of goals or ambitions for both of your kind of channels, like going forward?
I'm getting close to 100k now on my Dutch channel, so I really want to hit that. But I think it will be next year. So this year will be great if it works. But I think it will be next year because we had the biggest peak with the F1 game and the start of the season. So I think the biggest numbers, we just had it. And now it's just gonna like be more steady. And for my English channel, just have fun and see where it goes. It doesn't really matter how much views or subs I have there, as long as I have fun. So, and that's also for my Dutch channel. Like, as long as I have fun, I will keep uploading. If I'm not having fun again, then I will do something else.
Yeah, that's such a like common, like it sounds like a cliche, but it is so true, and that's why everyone says it. If you're not enjoying what it is you're doing, then you know it ain't gonna work. And obviously having your English channel, that opens up you as a brand to so many more people, because obviously well, we'll talk a bit more about the Dutch fandom when it comes to Formula One because you guys are pretty crazy. And I mean, I have to put a big part of my success down to I did a video. I was talking about Max Verstappen's race engineer, GP, and the comments were just flooded with Dutch love. I was like, you're a tiny country. I feel like everyone's on my channel commenting at the moment.
Yeah.
Where do you think that kind of, there does seem to be like an intrinsic passion for not just that, I've noticed it in lots of other sports as well, but where does this Super Max fandom come from, do you think? Is there something in the water? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, of course, people in the Netherlands, they're really proud at their Dutch athletes and people who like achieve something. And Max is the first Dutch F1 driver who really like made it. So I think people are really proud and yeah, I don't know. It's going a bit too far, I think. Like when I'm wearing a Mercedes t-shirt, people are coming to me like, "What are you wearing? You're
Really?
supporting Max. Don't wear a Mercedes shirt." Like I was like, dude, like come on, like I can wear a Mercedes shirt, and that was with a question like, who's gonna be world champion this season? And people are also still commenting, Max. Like it's insane. It also on my videos when I put like Max Verstappen in the title, it's just like, oh, we need to watch it. Like I don't understand.
It's easy clicks. Yeah, I mean, because do you find that this exists with other sports in the Netherlands, or does it just seem to be Formula One where there's this particular just admiration for Max?
I think with F1 it's just next level. It's incredible. You have it at some other sports, but it's just when somebody's Dutch, people are like, yeah. Yeah.
And I've seen some quality TV ads with Max in. I mean, I feel like the brand's really kind of definitely rinse him for all his worth. Do you think it's the fact that there is that Verstappen name that obviously Jos, previously? Do you think that maybe plays a part in it?
Yeah, a little bit, but also when he's on the Dutch TV, he's much more funny and open than on the English TV. Mm-hmm. So I think also people were like, "Yeah, do you like Max Verstappen?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's fun." Like, but I watch him on the Dutch TV, and everybody, they're calling it the orange glasses or the Max glasses. People are just only looking at him. Everything is about him. And that's also when I started to buy F1 TV. So I just want to see also the other things. It's just only Max.
Because that's what, say, my mate, so from Groningen, Winston, he was saying to me, like, because of how much the media just absolutely adore him, he doesn't support Max just because it's like too much. It's kind of gone the other way for him. Mm-hmm. And I imagine that's quite common.
Yeah, it's getting a bit annoying to only see and hear Max. So yeah, I think some friends of me also bought like F1 TV to just have better commentary and also see the other interviews and stuff. Like
a bit more neutral coverage. I mean, yeah, proud of you, boy. Nothing, even though he was born in Belgium.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that. So take obviously, that away, like, who do you kind of root for personally, and do you have a particular team that you kind of support more than others?
Well, I'm Dutch, so I still support Max, but
other than
Red
Max.
Bull. I have the helmet there.
Of course, yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, no, Red Bull is also I really like that team and how they like their marketing is also like really cool. Yep. Like all the things they do is just incredible. So Red Bull is my favorite team with Max. But besides that, also all the teams are getting funnier on social media and memeing around. So that's also getting better. And then of course we have the meme lord Lando. That's obviously just a really funny guy. Leclerc is also doing great. I think it's also because they stream, so you get to know them better than just like Lewis Hamilton. You just see a picture and that's it. You don't really see him in another way. Like it's just you can get closer to the drivers. But my top 3 is Max, Lando, and Leclerc. Yeah.
That's fair. I think that it just makes them a lot more relatable, doesn't it? It kind of you watch them on TV in these cars and they seem so far away and they seem like these, like they're not even human. They're just these machines that. But then you see them on stream, just like it's just like they're one of your mates. So, what do you make of the whole Red Bull situation in terms of their chances with Max, but also with Alex and that second car, and how that's kind of with Pierre, his struggles? What do you make of that whole kind of situation? What's your kind of opinion on it?
Yeah, they build a perfect car for Max that's almost undrivable for anyone else. So that's a bit of a tricky situation. But yeah, I think Max is really quick. He already like split at the Mercedes a couple of times.
Yep.
So he is really quick, but he needs a teammate that can keep up with him. And I think Ricciardo was one of them, but he couldn't become world champion with Max in that car. No. So yeah, it's really difficult. Like, yeah, who would be a good fit next to Max? Like,
they call him the teammate killer, don't they? Because it just seems that everyone who comes near to that car. But the way I see it is that Red Bull is, like you say, it's geared towards Max's driving style, which is very aggressive. It's got the high rake. And I feel like definitely Daniel Ricciardo was massively like underappreciated when he was there. How good of a job he was doing to not only challenge Max but win races as well. And yeah, I just like the fact that I think the fact that Pierre struggled so much, yet it's gone back to AlphaTauri and now is, for me, absolutely killing it. He's doing such a good job. That kind of says, and then now that Alex is having the same issues, that kind of says everything about the issue, like this car just being. But yeah, I guess it's like, who would, because even someone with loads of experience, if that car is so focused towards, like Sebastian's prime example, right? He's in a car that doesn't suit his driving style and he's really struggling.
Yeah.
And if he went back to Red Bull, there's no guarantee that wouldn't happen again. And then that would be, that'd suck for him. So I don't know. Who do you think? Do you think Alex is the right person, or do you think someone else should come in?
I think Alex he just needs a bit more time. He almost had 2 podiums, but then you got Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so
Alex is my favourite driver, so I was absolutely heartbroken when that happened.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
twice.
How? Like, I couldn't but also from Alex, I'm like, okay, like you were so much quicker. You probably could have overtaken him the next lap safer. But yeah, that's racing. Just you go for every gap, go. But yeah,
it happens. And what about your kind of? Do you have predictions, kind of for the end? I mean, obviously, look, Mercedes are going to win the title. Lewis is probably going to win the title. I think that's pretty fair to say. But in terms of the rest, do you think Max will finish above Valtteri? Because Max has got a little bit of a gap on Valtteri now. Do you think he'll finish in P2 in the standings?
Yeah, I think so. I think he can finish P2. Yeah.
And how do you think, in terms of, I think the tastiest battle is for 3rd, 4th and 5th in the constructors, because you've got McLaren, Racing Point and Ferrari. How do you think that'll end up? What are you thinking?
Well, Racing Point is pretty quick, but then sometimes they're slow again. So it's so different every race. There you take like, oh yeah, this is going to be like this. And then we're like, Renault is quicker and McLaren is slower. And it's just really difficult to say what's going to happen. But yeah, I think Racing Point is going to be like the top of them.
Do you reckon they'll get there? And where's Ferrari? Are they going to be 5th? Oh, imagine.
I don't know. Like, of course, Leclerc is getting a lot of points, but Vettel is struggling so much.
He is.
So yeah, maybe McLaren would be great.
It would be good to see, because I've peeped you with a few McLaren bits of merch. Who do you think makes the best merchandise? What's your favourite stuff?
Well,
if you take your allegiance out.
Yeah, I have a lot of racing merchandise. So I think the Mercedes jerseys are like, I ordered everything in the same size. So I was like, okay, everything is going to fit perfectly. Then the Mercedes is super tight. I'm like, dude,
really?
Like, this is not how I like my shirts. Red Bull it's great. McLaren is also great. Ferrari has a really weird t-shirt and it doesn't fit me at all. And they didn't had female versions. So that's also like, what's happening? So
what?
it's really weird. I don't know. It's like I'm wearing a box.
There's no females in Italy.
No. No, I think McLaren has the best merch. It's really clean and it's really soft as well. Yeah.
Nice. No, I need to invest in some bits, but I don't really have a particular team, so I don't know. I feel like Mercedes has the nicest stuff, but then I don't want to be seen as just a glory hunter. But it will happen. But anyway, let's wind back to the start. So you mentioned earlier, so you've been karting since you were 4. Like, what's the kind of history there in terms of your experience with racing? Did that come from, were your parents big into it? Like, why did you get those opportunities and all that?
Yeah, my dad always wanted to do something fun and cool with us. So once we went to the karting track, and I was 4, but I'm always like, yeah, fuck it, like go, let's do it. Like I'm here to have fun. So I was there with my brother and stepbrother, and I was the only one that was brave enough to go the first time.
Nice.
So that's where that started. And then like my parents are like divorced since I'm 2, so I always lived with my mom, and then every other weekend we went to my dad. So we always went karting, and we had like a list on the fridge with our times and trying to beat each other and just getting quicker and also beating other people on the track. So that's where also maybe the competitive thing started. Yeah. Because always like, I want to be better. Like I'm beating you, and it's always like that. And I was pretty quick. And also when you get out of the car and put your helmet off, they see like, oh shit, she's a girl. Like we just got beaten by a little girl. So that was also really funny. And my dad asked me like, do you want to do like races and tournaments? I was like, I'm still in school now. Like I don't even know why I said that. Like I'm so stupid. But
No, you know what? No, I don't really want to be a Formula 1 driver. I'll just stay at school. Think how different it could. So I guess so you said you got a brother and a stepbrother, siblings wise.
No, I have one brother, and of course when my dad or my mom had a girlfriend or something like that, when they had kids we had to hang out with them. So
cool. So you're right. I think that kind of competitive, that these things that always seem to be like formed at really early ages, and the fact that you started at 4. I mean, I was looking at like, who was it? Sean Galisle, who races in F2, didn't start karting until he was 10.
What?
So, I know. Obviously, he had, his dad's quite rich, so he kind of helped get him there. But imagine, Maxime in comfortably would have been F1 by now, I think. Imagine this. It wouldn't have been Super Max; it had been Super Maxime.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be great. But I don't know. Sometimes I choose not the risky choice. I just choose the safe thing, and I think that was one of the stupid safe choices.
But also, you were a kid, so
my dad just had to push me, like, do it, go.
So, had your dad had any racing experience, or was it just he saw how much you enjoyed it and just tried to help you?
We all like cars and driving fast, so.
Nice.
Nice. But not really racing experience. Just he just likes it and wanted to give us a good time.
Oh, good. That's nice, man. Yeah. Good to have your parents support what you're passionate about. And then in terms of your love of cars as well, because again I've noticed on towards end of last year, didn't you uploaded a few actual IRL car videos. Where does that all come from? The same kind of place? Have you always been as into cars as you are into kind of motorsport?
I think we always also with my dad we built these model cars with all the little parts, and you had to glue everything together. So nice. We always did things like that. And when we were always driving 2.5 hours from my dad to my mom every weekend. So we were on the highway a lot, and we always did the game oh, what's that car and what's the brand and everything like that. So
I know that game. See, I didn't have any family who cared, so I'd just play that game in my own head and be like, oh, that's a Renault Scenic.
Yeah.
That's a Skoda Octavia.
Yeah.
2 litre.
Yeah, exactly. So that also helped. And then, of course, also at the events, talking with people and meeting people from like Brabus and Porsche and now the area where I live at the moment it's the dream for cars. Like you have the Lamborghini, Porsche, Bugatti and Bentley garage like really close. So
wow, really?
Yeah, last week we already like visit them. So hopefully we will do some cool kartings here more than we used to do. So yeah.
That'd be amazing. So do you still do much karting?
I was invited to outdoor track with some friends, and I'm still quick. Like it's something you never like lose. Like I will always be pretty quick, and also there was like I got the best time every session. So I do it not as much as I used to do, but I would like to do it more. They have like 2-hour races, so we might like set up a team and just do it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. But so in terms of like when you were growing up, did you always kind of know that you would be working in and around kind of cars or gaming, or was that something that just manifested itself, like that went from a hobby to become your career? Kind of where would you be? What would you be doing if you weren't doing what you are at the moment, do you think?
So yeah, I started my YouTube channel pretty young, and I really enjoyed that. So I knew like I wanted to do something with racing or gaming. And I think my first like event was in 2000. Wait, when I was 16, it was like my first event for Call of Duty Ghosts. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like I want to like organize events and like do the like PR with the contacts and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's also how I got like my internship with Activision. And I think if I didn't make my YouTube channel, or if I didn't like do YouTube full time, I would work in the gaming scene on like a PR function. Because I had the internship at Activision. I had another internship at a PR agency for games later, and they also offered me a job, and I worked there a couple of months. But then I was like, okay, what I'm making here in a month versus what you can get for one brand deal, it's just not
it's
really.
Huge.
It's just got so much more work for the same money.
Yeah. You don't go into YouTube for the money, that's for sure, because so few people actually get to that stage where they're earning big dollars. But so have you ever considered kind of chucking the YouTube channel in, like quitting and just focusing on the PR side of things?
I've thought about quitting quite some times, because sometimes YouTube is just random. You don't know what's gonna happen. Sometimes you're going like sky high and it's so easy, and then you're losing, then you're like going down again, and you're like, oh shit, like what am I doing wrong? Like you're getting crazy. And you don't know, like even if you like make better videos and keep pushing, things are not getting better. So I was like,
there's
okay,
no guarantee.
Well, no. So I was like, okay, this can be the end. And I was also in school, like I had to graduate and doing my thesis. And I was like, oh my god, like how can I do this? Like work, thesis, graduate, like it was too much. And that was at the end of 2018. So I was like, okay, I'm just like focusing on school now, finish this, and then I'm done and don't have to think ever again about it. So because that was really like stopping me from growing more, because I was like, new game, you got excellence now, so so that really was a big struggle. But now I finished school and I'm really happy with that, because also a lot of YouTubers, they just quit school and they think like, okay, I'm gonna do full-time YouTube, but then like what can you do after it? Nothing. You're just
that's important as well, because like, so what was it you studied at university?
It's called Small Business and Retail Management. So I've like built a whole own company idea and made everything from it, like also financial stuff and ideas and the creative part. So yeah, that's basically what I studied for. But I can do anything. Like it was for a gaming business, of course. So
of course.
But I can, like, I learned everything from a company, so I can do what I need to do. And I like marketing and PR and creative stuff the most.
That's good. That's the thing, like you were saying, kind of people who just kind of put all their eggs in the YouTube basket very early on. Like if your channel for some reason disappeared tomorrow, you could still get work. You would still find ways of supporting yourself, and I think that's really important as well, because from my experience, I mean, I'm 27, so I've had I had a good 4 or 5 years working after university to kind of. So then, if this channel just disappeared tomorrow, I'll be the same as you. I'll be able to find work, but I think not everyone can say that, and I guess having that kind of that insurance policy on yourself is a very good thing to have. But but obviously the channel is doing very well. Things are moving in a very positive direction by the looks of it. You've moved now, so all the more time to put into it. Yeah. And what would you say for anyone watching? And I always kind of ask when I'm speaking to creators, like, what's the kind of biggest piece of advice you'd give to anyone who's got aspirations? And obviously, particularly in your position, obviously as a female in a very male-dominated area as well. I know that can be quite intimidating to a lot of female wannabe creators. What kind of advice, I guess, would you have to anyone who's looking to emulate what you've achieved?
Well, sometimes people are like, how do I start YouTube and I don't have viewers? Like, how can I get more viewers? Well, that's already like, just quit. Like, if you're doing it for the viewers, then it doesn't make sense. Just have fun. And if you have like one guy in the chat, just talk with him. Or like, if you don't have anyone in the chat, just try to commentate and make it a nice video. But yeah, it's really, you really have to have fun and don't force yourself into something you don't like, because then you're not gonna have fun and you're gonna quit anyways. So that's the first rule. And then you really have to make sacrifices. So you're not gonna be able to have much free time. So really you have to keep pushing and just keep the grind going. It's not gonna happen in 2 weeks or a month or half a year. You really have to keep the grind going, and then maybe at one point you just get the views and stuff. But there's no like guarantee. It's really difficult. And like as a girl in the gaming scene, I don't know, like I always hang out more with guys. Most of my friends are guys. And yeah, if you like gaming and somebody else like gaming, it doesn't really matter the gender. So just have fun with each other and don't just talk or do different to anyone with another gender. So yeah, I think just be yourself. That's the most important. Don't force yourself to be someone you're not.
Absolutely, because you can't keep that up, can you? Like if you're constantly putting on a persona, especially if you want to kind of stream. I mean, when you're streaming for like 4, 5, 6 hours a day, like some people do, you can't keep up a fake persona unless you're Dr. Disrespect.
Exactly, he's the best.
He is very good. He is very good. But obviously, and part of it, obviously, you put YouTube videos out. You were talking at the start about how like the idea of all your friends finding out and about your first video being, trust me, I've been through it. How like, oh God, scared of everyone finding out. How have you dealt with obviously the pressure of being a known entity on the internet, and obviously you're inevitably going to attract a bit of trolling and all that kind of stuff. How have you personally how have your experiences been with that, and how has that kind of affected you, and how have you changed as time has moved on?
Yeah, first I was always super scared if somebody found out like what I did. But I was like, like just don't put it on like the school TVs and stuff. Like don't do that, please. But if you know, just keep it a bit for yourself. And And after like you're getting more subs and earning a bit of money with it, you're like, yeah, I'm pretty like proud of this. So if people find out, it's not really bad, but I'm not gonna tell about it myself. But that was still in high school.
Yeah.
And now, if people ask like, what do you do? Yeah, of course you have to tell. And now it's also more normal. Like a lot of people do it, and a lot of kids like want to become a creator and stuff. So
yeah,
I think it's getting more normal and used for more normal, and I think it's getting better. But still, like some people don't understand, and sometimes it's difficult to explain. It's really difficult to explain to like older people. So my grandma, for example, she doesn't know anything like what I'm doing, but she is like interested and she tries to like understand it. But then like, I'm making like videos on the internet, and then she's like, okay, like, and then with like the trolls, I leave I have like some words blocked, so they go in the spam comments, and then sometimes I just watch and I'm like scrolling through it. I'm like, wow, like how can you even say this? Like that person must have such a shitty life to comment something like this. So I feel more sorry for them than for myself. Like I just hope that they find something fun to do in their life instead of commenting hate shit on YouTube.
Yeah. No, literally, like literally spot on. It's hard, isn't it? When you get it and your immediate kind of reaction is, it's a personal attack and you take it. But then when, like you say, when you actually break it down, you're like, for someone to post, like if you're in a really happy place in your life, you're never going to waste your time going to someone and just type in some nonsense that you would never say to them in real life. So it's a reflection on them, not on you. Yeah. And that's the kind of distinction. But it's tough. Like, do you get spotted much in the streets in the Netherlands?
Well, like, I try not to get spotted because I just want a normal life. But yeah, you can't escape it. Like, some people are like wearing their own merchandise and they're like, oh, I'm getting recognized in front of my house. Like, come on, like, are you stupid? Yeah, of course you're getting recognized. But I just wear like normal clothes and not like my gaming shirts with everything on it. And I try just to not be in the spotlight. But then, of course, once I put like the stream on the planning, and I was getting some groceries really quick before the stream. And then somebody in the chat commented like, she's not gonna stream soon because she's still in the grocery store. Like, I was like, dude, like, how? Like, how do you see me? Because I always get messages afterwards, like, hey, I saw you there. And that was then in the street where I lived, I was like, no. Like, I'm super careful with where I live and that people are not coming to my house because I really don't want that. But also already here, I live here two weeks and somebody already spotted me. So I was like, shit. Really? Yeah.
That's the thing. It's difficult, isn't it? Because obviously you get people like doxing and like there's always a caveat, isn't it? When you're putting yourself so much out there like we do on the internet, you're always gonna like. I get that as well. I've had a few like Instagram messages and just people, I saw you in town today. I'm like, I mean, I was like, you should just come over and say hello. Like, I don't bite. I don't mind. But obviously this is still. Yeah. Obviously you've been doing this for quite a long time, so I suppose you've kind of had, because I mean, this has been like really weird because like a year ago, I literally had about 4 subscribers. So I've had like a baptism of fire when it comes to this kind of stuff. But unfortunately, it is just, a lot of people do have different experiences in things because of their gender. And being is such a male-dominated world that is gaming and motorsport. How do you feel that that's affected your experiences?
Well, everybody has the same passion, and I'm not one of those girls that are like, and just like, oh, I'm so pretty, like, oh, look at me. Like, no, I'm just there to like race and see the cars race and not to do stupid stuff with guys. So I think that also changes a lot for me, that I'm I'm just one of the guys at all those events, and most of them are my friends now. So yeah, of course, sometimes when I record a video with a guy, they're like, "Oh, are you guys having a relationship?" I'm like, "No, we're just recording a video." And if I would have a relationship with somebody, I wouldn't record a video with him. Like,
No.
it would be just secret and private. So yeah, and then yeah, of course, sometimes it also gives me more opportunities, because, or you can pick from 10 guys who do the same and have the same amount of subscribers, or you have like 9 guys and 1 girl, to mix it up a bit, to make it a bit more diverse, instead of only having guys and only showing guys. So that's the positive side, but the negative side is the comments about the relationships when you just make one video with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people, yeah, I can imagine it must be a bit tiring at times, having to kind of almost like justify why you're doing, because no one would level that question at a guy. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't.
No.
A male wouldn't have to deal with that. But obviously, you look at there is obviously a discrepancy in terms of, you know, the amount of females in gaming and motorsport. Why do you think that is? What's your rationale, being someone who is in the scene and is female? Why do you believe there is such a difference, and how can that change? And will it change? Should it change? What's your kind of thoughts on it?
Yeah, that is difficult, but I think more like the interest of the hobby, like the interest in racing and gaming is already like men dominated. So that's one of the things, and then you have to be brave enough and everything like that to be able to make the videos and show yourself, because I'm pretty sure there are quite some really quick and good hidden girls out there who could do something like me, but yeah, they're not like, they're a bit scared of it maybe, or they're not like, yeah, I don't know, it's really difficult. But I never really cared about that too much. I just did what I wanted and with who I wanted, and not really thought about like being a girl that I had to do things different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we just have to treat everybody the same, and then it will be better.
Absolutely. I think, like, honestly, I think what you do as well, and I think, you know, I don't think you've intended to do this, but the fact that you carry yourself in the way you do and are so confident and just do your thing, that in itself is going to inspire a lot of younger girls who maybe would like to, but feel a bit intimidated by it being very male dominated, to be like, actually, yeah, if Maxime can do it, so can I. So,
Yeah.
you know, my thoughts on it is that the more that we see representation of females and females doing it, the more that it will just be normalized, because ultimately we shouldn't really, like you say, we shouldn't be having to have this conversation. It should just be, you're just a human, I am a human, you do what you want to do, I do what I want to do, and that's it. But unfortunately, it isn't like that at the minute. But I think people like you are definitely the kind of like making, you know, people will look back on, oh, who were the early big, when there's ample representation of females in motorsport, and they'll be like, oh, do you remember Maxime back in the day? That'll be your, no, because I do think, honestly, it's that big of a deal, and you haven't even intended to do it, because you've just been yourself. So I think props to you for that.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's and obviously as well, like, not only that, as particularly in the from the gaming side of things. I mean, when you were turning up to Call of Duty tournaments, I imagine you were one of the only females, right?
Oh, no, well, one time we had a tournament, and of course I was the only girl, and then we had to play against this team, and they were already, haha, like, they're gonna lose, they have a girl, like, they were just trash talking. And then it made me even like more, not like angry, but I really wanted to win that game. And then we like absolutely destroyed them, and I was on the top of the leaderboard. So I was like, yeah,
nice.
That girl is in that team, and you just lost from him. So
nice.
And also, I don't know, like, we had one guy in the Dutch scene, and he was really good, and he had the best team. And his teammates were like playing a lot with me, so that was a lot of fun, and I got better there. But then he came back and it was like, yeah, we're not playing with girls, so go do something else.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, okay, then. And now he's working in, I think in a grocery store as something just stupid, and I'm like here, so
making a success. Well, that says a lot, but it is sad that some people still do, think that way. But again, the more that it just becomes the norm, seeing females in the space, the more that everyone will just, those who aren't very accepting, will kind of change their tune. Because, like you say about I think it's the same with the trolls. It's just a reflection of how insecure people feel about themselves. Like, why would you have an issue with, when you're playing a game with? Why would you have an issue with what is between someone's legs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no correlation there at all. So, it is crazy. But look, let's move on. I think we've pretty much. I feel like we've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to kind of cover in the bulk of it. But now we've got quickfire questions, Maxime.
Oh, damn.
I want people to. I want your fans, your loyal Dutch fan base, to come away from this podcast knowing a little bit more about random parts of you, random parts of your life, random interests. Okay, so Maxime, are you ready for the quickfire round?
Let's go.
Let's go. What is your favourite flavour potato chip crisp? What do you call it?
Well, we have different flavors here, but my favorite is super chips and then the paprika version. I don't think you have it.
No,
it's like
We've got like paprika flavoured crisps, but not that specific one.
They're like the super chips, and they have like the ribbles. No, I don't know how to say. They have like the little things on the
crinkles.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll get what you mean. Nice. I remember in Amsterdam, you get those vending machines that have like the hot vending machines.
Oh yeah, the wall.
And it's like a cylinder.
Croquettes.
And it's like, yes, them. I love them. They're so good. I must have bought about 6 last time I was there. Get like 2 a day.
They're
too
good. Yeah.
They are really good. They're really good. What's your favourite TV show at the moment? What are you enjoying?
Live TV?
Okay, I'll expand it beyond TV. Just favourite it could be a YouTube series that you watch, or a particular, like, what do you enjoy, like, for entertainment, just when you're chilling?
So next week, Wie is de Mol is starting again. Then they're going to find out who's like the mole and sabotaging everything and stealing their money. So that's the best TV show on the planet, and I'm really looking forward to see that again. And on YouTube, you have this series called Boos. It's angry in English, and then a guy is going to like solve shit from other people, like who are getting scammed and stuff, and he's doing it really funny. But one time he got hit and broke his cheek. So, but it's a really good series.
So what exactly does he do?
So he solves other problems. So for example, with if somebody lived somewhere and like the house was a complete mess and the owner had to fix it, but the owner was pretty angry and didn't want to fix it, and they like rush to your office and come with party poppers, and they make it a mess, and then that guy like got really angry and just complete like crazy stuff happened.
That sounds like we've got one called Rogue Traders, which sounds a bit similar to that, but yours sounds more fun.
Yeah.
The English version's a bit just more like, we'll just get the courts involved.
They do fun stuff, and then they also always they bring like a Orkelne. It's like for example, like award for the shittiest driving school, and fix your shit this time, don't scam people again, and just do what you have to do. Like, it's really funny. Yeah,
I like it. I enjoy those kind of things, like getting scammers, because it's always good fun. A bit of karma. Mm-hmm. Maxime, what's your favourite sport outside of Formula 1?
To watch, I think football. soccer. Yeah. So I
Who's
also
your team?
Ooh, the Dutch team is Ajax.
Nice.
Now people will be mad at me, like, "Oh, you're for Ajax," like, or people will be happy. I don't know.
What was your local team growing up? Or like biggest kind of local team? Because I've got quite good knowledge of the Eredivisie. So
It's ADO Den Haag, the
white,
green and yellow.
green and yellow, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice kit. It's like this, but green and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Ajax were successful, do you follow them quite closely, or?
Well, we had like a season pass and went to a lot of games, but last couple of years, I'm not really following it too much.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've kind of lost the spark when it comes to football, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who is your favourite musician/band?
Ooh. Well, it was Juice WRLD. Like, his music is just so good. But I also really like The Weeknd, Post Malone. Yeah, things like that.
Decent. What about kind of when you were growing up, when you were younger? Was there any particular, like, did you have any particular posters on your wall?
No, I never really was like that. I think every girl had like their One Direction time, but I didn't have posters, and yeah, I didn't have the Bieber fever, so we survived.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Okay, so Maxime, you've broken contract with Elgato, so you're on death row. That is your punishment for for not meeting your sponsor demands. You're on death row. What is your final meal on death row? What are you eating?
Ooh, I'm my own made, like the Dutch meatballs. They're so good with potatoes and the sauce everywhere. Yeah, perfect.
That sounds good. What's a wheatball kind of made
No,
out
meatball.
of? Meatball.
No, meatballs.
I was like, that sounds like an interesting delicacy.
No. Just my grandma always made these really great meatballs.
Nice.
Really good.
What kind of sauce would you have with it?
I don't know how it's called in English, but it's jus. Gravy. I think.
Oh, okay. So like a
Juice.
like a
Just I don't know.
yeah, great, yeah.
Just the brown stuff. Yeah.
Gravy, spot on. That sounds good. That sounds very good. What is your favourite place in the world, Maxime? Your favourite? It could be country, it could be city, it could be town. What's your favourite place in the world?
I've traveled a lot and I've seen a lot. But the place I enjoyed the most was Australia, I think. There was just, it was like America, but clean, and people were nicer, and everything was more relaxed. So, I really want to go to Australia again and visit some other places as well. So I've only been in Sydney now, and that's like the big, busy city. But I was like, this is so beautiful, and there are trees everywhere, it's nature, and it's just New York, but then nicer.
Yeah, prettier, definitely. No, I love Australia. You should definitely go to Melbourne.
Yeah,
Melbourne's really cool. Melbourne's much more kind of is a bit more gritty, and it's a bit more like there's loads of really like cool graffiti, and it's a bit more. You've got Sydney's like have you ever been to London?
I've been in England and London a lot of times, but it was always for like events and capture events. So we were like going there just one day, so I never seen really the city.
Because I see like Sydney's kind of like West London where it's very posh, and then Melbourne's more like East London where it's more like gritty and rough, but still like I prefer Melbourne personally, but Australia's beautiful.
Yeah,
fully agree there. Okay, cats or dogs, Maxime?
Cats. I've always had cats, so yeah, I like dogs as well, but they're so much work.
Yeah, they are like children, literally. Are you planning on getting a cat in your new place?
We're not allowed.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, but it's rent, and like their furniture is here, so I understand. Like,
okay.
and also the wallpaper, like the walls are really like beautiful. So if there's a cat and do like, and then we have an issue.
Do you still have cats in the family? Like
Yeah.
at your parents?
Yeah, at my mom's place we have like we rescued a cat, but she's really scared always and just running away for no reason. And then at my dad's place, that's where my cat lives now. So when I started university, I got a cat when I was going to live with my dad, and that's the best cat ever. It's such a funny cat, and he's almost like a dog, but then a cat, and you can leave him alone for a couple of days as well. So he's
best of both worlds.
He's fun, and he's called after a Porsche, so he's called Macan.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good. I used to have cats, but I had cats when I was a kid growing up, but now obviously I've got a dog, so best of both worlds. But yeah, a dog is a struggle at times. You have to be very like, you can't live your life as freely as you can with a cat. So I get it.
Yeah.
Tea or coffee, Maxime?
Well, like I always drink coffee, but in winter when it's cold, it's really nice to have a cup of tea.
I don't like either, but
What?
most people, yeah, I know. An English guy who doesn't like tea.
Damn.
Believe it or not.
How can you still live there? Like
I just need to leave. I'm not a true Englishman. But yeah, everyone seems to have an opinion on it, so that's why I stick this one in. And then the final quickfire question. What is your alcoholic beverage of choice?
the Moscow Mule. Oh, I really miss them. Like the Moscow Mule is it's like vodka with ginger beer and lime. Yeah, that's
Okay, so it's like a cocktail.
Yeah, I have a mug here. We stole it from one of the bars we went.
Nice. I've done that a few times in my day. I swear every single glass I've got in the kitchen, they're all different. So what is it? So it's vodka, ginger
beer and lime.
beer.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I never really drank cocktails or anything, but at all those events, people were like, "Yeah, let's drink Moscow Mules," and then I was like, "What's Moscow Mule?" And then I tried it. I was like, "It's my favorite drink now." Like, and then always we are like the Moscow Mule gang, and when you arrive at an event, everybody is at the bar and drinking Moscow Mules. Yeah.
I have to give that a go. That actually sounds quite nice.
Yeah,
So,
it's really good. You
I'll
get
have to
like
give
a rosé golden cup. It's
yeah,
really nice.
decent. Very good. Okay, cool. So last few questions. That's the quickfire round done. Back to F1. And I always ask these same questions to everyone at the end. So, Maxime, say you were put in charge of Formula One. Maxime Carey, you had the moustache, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would be your first port of call? What would be the first thing that you would change in Formula One to improve the sport?
That's a really difficult question. I really enjoyed the race with the softer tire compounds and that people had to pit more. I think I would maybe even make the tire compounds even softer, and just that strategy and everything was a bigger part, and it wasn't so easy to win. Just make it more interesting and not predictable.
I think that, spot on, really. And hopefully do you think the new regulations will help that, do you think?
Yeah, I think it will be closer. And I really want it to be because, Mercedes is just too quick and it's not fun anymore. It's not fun to watch one car just 1 second quicker in qualifications. And I just want it to be closer and that other teams are also able to win.
Yeah, definitely. If you could just remove Mercedes just for a year, imagine how much. Well, Max would win every race then, so I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
Let's go.
Super Max.
Yeah.
And then obviously with I feel like now with the rise of electric cars and Formula E and all that, this is going to be a very challenging next 10, 20, 30 years for Formula One. How do you see it changing? Do you see it merging with Formula E? Do you see it kind of sticking to hybrid powertrains going forward? Like, how do you see the future playing out for the sport?
Yeah, I really hope that Formula One stays like it is now, and even like I really don't want it to become electric because I just want the sound and the smell of the oil and everything. I don't really enjoy watching electric stuff too much. Also, electric cars,
Same.
I'm like, just don't, no, I don't like that. So I hope it will be like, F1 will be how it is, but there will be like more and more electric sports, and it will be bigger because you can go to the city, so it's easier to watch and to organize without going to like a circuit or anything. So it will grow, but I really hope F1 stays how it is. And I have also with like cars, I just want the sound. All the new cars are getting less noisy, and it's
not looking good.
No.
It's not looking good, is it? It's a lot of countries. I don't know what the law. I think in the UK they want to have all gasoline powered cars completely banned by like 2040. So in about 20 years, banned. You're not even allowed to own one, which is terrifying.
That's crazy. Well, then I have to save up for a Porsche Taycan because that's the only one I like so far.
Fair enough. The Taycan is beautiful, actually. It's a really pretty car.
And the sound is like like an alien, like the UFO, like woo. It's really good.
That's when it goes like that Formula E. I can't stand the sound.
No.
I just can't listen to it. The sound it sounds like a dentist drill, and I'm just like I can't do it. And then final question, Maxime, the most important question of all: what is your favourite livery of the 2020 F1 cars?
That must be the black Mercedes. It's so good. It's like so mean and beautiful. When you see that on track, you're like, oh shit, like that's incredible.
That's true. Yeah. I get what you mean. When I first saw it, I was a bit but I still think last year's livery, all black, would have been unreal.
Yeah.
But now they've gone with that solid thing down the side, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which I don't think is quite as nice, but fair. And what's maybe your least favourite as well? What one do you not like?
Let me think. Yeah. Well, Red Bull and Ferrari are always the same. That's a bit boring. But then, I don't really think a pink car should be on the grid. Why pink? Like, you can make something like black and pink. That would be crazy. But yeah, full pink it's not really mean or it's like a ferry is flying around to a track.
Well, it'll be Aston Martin next year, so I think your wish might come true.
Yeah,
because
dark green.
I doubt they'll keep the pink, so that should look quite cool. But there we go, Maxime. Thank you for your time. I very much appreciate it. Have you had fun?
Yeah, it was great, and now people know me a bit better. So yeah.
Exactly, and obviously, I'll stick all the links to both your Dutch channel and your English channel and all that good stuff, all your socials and all that for anyone who wants to give you a follow. It's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for taking the time again. And we're done.
Good. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was great to be here. Yeah.